Hello everybody, my name is Anthnwam. Welcome to something it's a little bit different than what I've done before. I've never been somebody who's really made update videos. It's just something I've never really done before. And it's something I do want to change. I want to keep people updated on what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and on really the direction of the channel and kind of like what is in my head as and I want to get feedback from you as well, watching this at home. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to kind of go through our schedules, both on Anthnwam 1 and on Anthnwam 2. So we're going to kind of talk about both the main channel and the second channel, which I do have. I know sometimes people just don't know that I actually do have a second channel. It's, I think it's youtube.com/@Anthnwam2. I'm pretty sure that's the link. But everything's on the website, which should be linked in the description of all the videos anyways. So to get started off, we're going to be just beginning with the main channel here. As you can see that, I kind of haven't recorded too much. I have to do that today. I am recording this literally at like 4 o'clock in the morning, which is, smartest thing that one can do. So when it comes to what we're doing right now on the channel, as you probably know, we have two series going on at the moment. We got both the Left KMT series and the Germany campaign. I've recorded up to episode 29 of the KMT and episode 23 of the Germany campaign. I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know when either of these are going to end. I know for like the New Order that the main countries have maybe like 10, probably like 10 years of content. And I think we just are ending 1965. So we're either near the end, because I feel like the part of the focus tree we're in now, which we're not in at yet, if you're watching this on the videos, I think we get there like episode 23, we open up a new focus tree. It seems like this is kind of like the last little bit, unless something other major happens in Germany, which I'm not too sure if it's going to. I feel like we're closing out the Germany campaign, but we also might be like literally about halfway done. We're either halfway done or mostly done. Don't do that. Okay. So I think getting all the way up to like episode 34, episode 33 by like Sunday is very, very, very possible for sure. When it comes to the KMT series, we're kind of in a similar situation, which is I don't know. I don't know how much more there is. I'm actually going to quickly pause and then turn up the audio. There we go. I don't know if you can even tell. I was playing Victoria 3 music in the background. I don't know if it actually showed up in the video at all. Yeah, but like I was saying, for the Left KMT videos, I literally have no idea. No idea when these are going to finish. I feel like we're getting towards the end. I don't believe it's going to get over to episode 39 and episode 40. I have heard a lot of good comments, people saying like, hey, build more boats or more planes and just bomb the Japanese Navy. Because right now, where we're kind of at for KMT is, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but I still haven't invaded Japan. The invasion of Japan has still not happened because the Japanese Navy is absolutely goddamn massive, and I don't have the Navy, and I gotta just build more planes, and I guess I just gotta bomb the Japanese Navy. Somebody in the comments did suggest that we do use paratroopers. I'll be honest, I completely always forget that paratroopers are even a thing in Hearthfire 4. I always forget that there's an actual unit. So if we can get HP over Japan, maybe we can land some paratroopers onto ports. We can maybe do it that way. We'll see. I mean, again, I think we have to research paratroopers. I mean, we have to research the transport planes. We got to build the transport planes. So that will probably something that's going to take a while. But I think it's something that can definitely be done. I don't believe that the KMT series is going to get all the way to Sunday. I mean, it should end sometime before that. And then once our KMT series is done, we do have the Spain campaign that still needs to be uploaded as well. I think we live streamed that last Monday maybe, sometime last week. We did the stream of that, and I've just been sitting on it because I was like, oh, I'll upload all of the Spanish content once we're done with the KMT, and that's almost done. We've already unified China, so the Spain campaign is going to be uploaded soon, and then we can kind of move on. I did have a post. I don't know if I can show it in here. Go over to the community section. I have a post here where I've kind of noted that after we're done with the KMT series and we're done with Spain, we're going to be taking a break from Kaiserreich, unless there's like a big update, in which case, of course, we're going to jump straight back in. But I'm hoping to kind of, for at least a little bit, slow down on some Kaiserreich stuff. I want to explore more mods that are out there. I get kind of tunnel visioned on Kaiserreich. I know that's a big issue I've had. In fact, I gotta kind of get tunnel vision on Hearts 4 in general. I know that's what a lot of people like watching, but I still want to kind of branch out at least a little bit. Which is the reason that I even established a second channel, was to try to diversify what I'm doing. If I'm only making Hearts 4 content, I definitely think I'd burn out faster. Not to say that I'm burning out on Hearts 4. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I mean, it's been 7 years at this point. But I would like to try to diversify what kind of content we're making. As you can see, maybe in here, that we're going to try to be doing that later on this week, and then some in the series IDs as well. So, later on this week, I'm kind of planning on starting another Dune Spice Wars series. I like Dune Spice Wars. I think people like watching it as well. They've done pretty well for non-Paradox content on the channel. So probably on Wednesday. This might get pushed back to Thursday, we'll see. But sometime this week, we will be starting up with our Dune Spice Wars series. I'm not too sure who we're going to play yet, or what our strategy is going to be. But I'm excited. I like Dune Spice Wars. And again, just more kind of content. I'm happy for it. And then on Friday, we'll probably have some videos going up for the Men of War 2 beta. I believe that is released on the 10th, which is the Thursday. And then videos will probably start coming up the day afterwards. It is an open beta. I got a key for it by the developers, I think last week or something like that. I've never played a Man of War game before. I'm pretty sure they're pretty highly acclaimed for some good old World War II RTS games. I have never played them, so I'm kind of excited to try out the open beta. Probably am not going to be good. I'm just going to lay that out now. Probably not going to be a great Man of War 2 player, but we'll kind of see. We'll see how that goes. So at least for now, that's kind of my plan for what's happening on the channel right now, at least happening this week. KMT in Germany is going to continue on throughout the week until KMT is finished. And then the Spain content is going to start up immediately after that. I think there's 8 episodes, 8 or 9 episodes of the Spain, so it's not going to be a very long series. Again, it's all completely recorded already. Like, it's just sitting on the back burner until Germany and the KMT are done. And that'll be immediately afterwards. I'm hoping KMT is done this week, so we can kind of move on to do some more stuff. Aside from that, I have over here, I've written down a couple of series ideas for things I want to probably do on the channel at some point in the weeks to come. Firstly, I want to go back to the Cold War mod. I've seen about maybe playing Israel. We've never played Israel in any campaign. We've never played as them ever before. So then that could be a little fun. I'm probably doing the 49. Is it 1949 or is it 1947 that you start in the Cold War mod? Either way, probably we're going to start for the 47 or 49 start date. Probably is Israel. I'm not too sure when that'll happen. I mean, it'll be after one of these two series is done. Probably after Spain. After probably the Kaiserreich Spain will probably go into doing the Cold War mod as Israel. And then also, I have the Pax Britannica mod on the Second Continental Army. If you remember, I want to say like 2 months ago, maybe 2 months ago, we played as the United Commonwealth of America. And in a very early game event, there is like an offshoot of the Second Continental Army. The AI could not do it, like, whatsoever. I don't think they even were able to conquer one of their neighbors. We will do that. We'll do better. And I did promise back then that we would play the Second Continental Army. So I think those are going to be our next 2 series. Right now in my head is Cold War mod is Israel, Pax Britannica is the Second Continental Army. I think those could both be very, very fun. Aside from that, well, I mean, before we get into this stuff, the Great War mod, somebody did tell me that there was an update tree for Austria and maybe Serbia. I gotta remember exactly what I know Austria is definitely one of them, but there was another country in there as well. I like the Great War mod, so I think that could definitely be a good time. And then for Millennium Dawn, I kind of want to get back into Millennium Dawn again. I have no idea. Not a single clue who I want to play Millennium Dawn. But, I mean, that's something that we'll definitely kind of come around to at some point. So at some point, let's just put it that way. So when it comes to non-Hoi 4 content, of course we have our good old-fashioned Paradox content, Crusader Kings 3 and Victoria 3. For CK3, I'm thinking of trying to go into the Game of Thrones mod. I really like the Game of Thrones mod in CK2, and I'm not too sure who exactly we're going to play. I believe the mod starts just at Robert's Rebellion. I don't know if I think just after Robert's Rebellion. So like 20 years, I think, before the beginning of the actual series, or 10 years, something like that. It takes place about a decade before the actual like television show. I've never read any of the books. I've only seen the TV show. Sue me. So I think that could be fun. My gut is that we'll probably play as Ned Stark in the North as being our country of choice. I think it's just Westeros right now. I don't think they've added Essos in quite yet. We'll probably play the North. Maybe like Dorne. I think either we go far north, we go far south on that one. I don't want to really play in like the core Westeros. I want to kind of play in like the peripheries there. Aside from that, we got Victoria 3. There's either the Cold War mod I want to try. I've not played it quite yet. I'm hoping it works pretty well. It's one of the higher rated total conversion mods for Victoria 3. So I think either doing the Cold War mod or just going back to the Versions of Darkness. DOD is always a great time, but either both when we played in Victoria 3 as Russia, even though it was not long lived, or back when we did it in Victoria 2. I like the Versions of Darkness, so either the Cold War mod or DOD. I think either of those are definitely high up on the list for possible games we'll play. Aside from that, we also got Humankind or Civilization. Again, this is for more kind of variety for strategy game content. I like Civilization. Humankind, I haven't played it too much. I think they just released like a new DLC pack, so we might go and give that a try. But yeah, I think Humankind or Civilization would be a lot of fun. I don't know where that would be. I don't know if it would be a one-a-day series like Dune Spice Wars and Men of War are going to be, or if we're going to have them kind of replace one of the 2-for-1 episodes per day series. It'll probably just be a one-a-day. Either probably taking over either the 3rd slot or the 6th slot here. But we'll see. Again, I kind of want to play Humankind. I'm leaning more towards Humankind and Civilization. But either of those I would be happy to play. And the last one here is Caesarion. If you've watched the channel for a few years, you would know that, I want to say like late 2020, early 2021, a game called Caesarion came out. I had a lot of fun playing through, like we played through the entire game. I had a lot of fun with it. It is essentially just a visual novel, but everything's based on politics. It's really like if they made the New Order into an actual like full-fledged game. But you only get to choose one country, right? I had a lot of fun with it. I think they just released like a version 2.0. I think that would definitely be something I would be highly interested in giving that a shot. That would almost certainly be a one-a-day series. And Caesarion and TNO would never run at the same time. Like that would be too much reading for my voice to handle. But I think it's definitely a high up on the contenders list. Now the question for me is whether or not Caesarion would be a main channel game or a second channel game. Even though we did do Caesarion the first playthrough on the main channel, because of course they didn't have the second channel 3 years ago. I would like to hear comments from you guys whether or not you would prefer to see Caesarion on the main channel or on the second channel. I might do a separate YouTube poll if I ever get around to if I'm like, yeah, you know what, this is the time I want to play Caesarion. I'll see if kind of people are feeling that it's a main channel game or a second channel game. But that's kind of, at least for now, my main kind of thoughts about the main channel for here. I'm going to put like timestamps in the comments, just so people know when I'm talking about one thing or when I'm talking about the second channel. And again, like I asked here, I wanted people to give me some questions. I wanted people to ask questions that they have for me. And again, I'm encouraging you in the comments below to ask me more questions, either about series that are going to be going, series that are ongoing right now, or just anything really, anything. You know, it's almost like an ask me anything. I'm not gonna answer everything. Your work is offline. No thanks. Don't worry about that. Thank you very much though. I'm not. So yeah, ask me anything. If I think it's something I will address, then I will put it into my little question slot here, and I'll read it out for the next weeks. Again, I kind of want to do this every single week, just to kind of, again, just for like transparency's sake, if anything. The questions I did receive are: will you be playing as Italy in the Cold War mod or in any other major Hoi 4 mods? Now, I haven't really thought about playing Italy. It definitely wasn't on the top of my list. I think it definitely could be a Millennium Dawn series for sure. Like Millennium Dawn is Italy. Could be some fun. I don't know how expansive their tree in Millennium Dawn is, though. I'd have to check through that. Aside from that, maybe we could do Italy in the Great War mod. I think that could also be something that could be fun. But aside from that, I don't really have any other major plans to play Italy. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have any other major plans. Maybe you can throw it in for Millennium Dawn. I don't think they've been updated for Kaiserreich recently. I don't believe, at least. But we'll see. We'll see. Probably Millennium Dawn would be the most likely candidate, mostly because I have no idea who the hell I want to play in that. Second question: will you play any Russian unifiers in the New Order? Now, I've already been thinking about what I want to do for our second campaign, for our next campaign, I should say, in the New Order. I think that Russia was a top priority, top contender in my list. My thoughts were either that we would play as Zhukov in the West Russian Revolutionary Front, or probably play one of the liberal conservative nations in like central Siberia. There's one country I'm thinking of. It's like bright blue. I don't remember what its name actually is. You know what? It probably is in. Actually, give me 1 second here. Okay, so like I was saying. I was thinking we'd probably play either the West Russian Revolutionary Front, or we'd play probably the West Siberian Republic. I think those would probably be my top 2 contenders. We have done a Russian Unifier campaign before. I think maybe 2 years ago we played as the Anarchist, like way back in Western Siberia, and we did end up unifying Russia. And I think that was a really fun campaign. Just a New Order in general, I'm a big fan of. So, probably either the Liberals or as probably Zhukov. I think somebody said that Khrushchev's in there as well. But I'm kind of, I don't think Khrushchev's that interesting for a campaign. But we'll see kind of how it goes. And then, finally, will you play the 1,000 Week Reich mod? I think I've only ever done one campaign in 1,000 Weeks Reich. We played as Germany. I think it's definitely, I know it's kind of like an offshoot. Not an offshoot per se, but it's like it's slightly different than New Order. Like it's a lot of it's pretty event heavy, but with a little bit more gameplay behind it. At least that's what people have told me. It probably is something that we do. I do want to try it again, just because I've only done it one time. So again, if we were to do it, I don't know who the hell we'd play as. Not a single clue. I have no idea who has focus trees in the 1,000 Weeks Reich. But I think at some point we will give it a try. But again, I don't think 1,000 Week Reich and the New Order, they would not be simultaneous. They would be like, we do the New Order and then maybe start a 1,000 Weeks Reich campaign. Would be my thought. And again, I don't know exactly when that would be. Probably after at least these 4 that I've got listed on here for series ideas. Maybe we can push it like to be the 5th or 6th game. But yeah, I think it's definitely an idea. Maybe it'd be like Canada. I don't know if Canada has a focus tree in 1,000 Weeks Reich. I'd have to look. So we're gonna be moving on to the second channel here. It's not gonna take as long for sure. There's a lot of stuff going on the second channel. And most of this week has already been recorded. It's already been streamed. The only thing is that later today, as of Monday when I'm recording this, Monday morning at 4:30 in the morning, almost everything's has been streamed for the week. The only thing that hasn't been done, we haven't done any Dave the Diver. I know we're definitely behind on that at least a little bit. And the Outer Wilds, that campaign hasn't started yet. We'll be doing that later today on the 7th. And then aside from that, I don't have any other direct plans for what we're going to be streaming later this week. Oh yeah, Dishonored also finishes. We'll be finishing Dishonored on Thursday. That's when the last episode is going to go up. And then the Outer Wilds are going to begin the day afterwards. But, yeah, we got a Short Hike and Dishonored coming out later today at 9 o'clock and at noon. And if you're watching this, they might already be up. They might already be up. I'd recommend it. Short Hike was a fun little game for sure. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process for now. We got some Hitman on the docket. We got some PGA 2K23. I know it maybe seems like a weird game to kind of throw in here. It's just a golf game. I like golf games, even though I will say the PGA Tour 2K23 did make me a little angry. I was a little pissed off at the end of it, but I've changed some settings here, and I think going back into it could be pretty fun. Again, on my to-do list, I have more PGA. I want to play more PGA next week. I don't know when exactly your streams are going to be this week for sure on either the main channel or on the second channel. My hunch is that will probably... I gotta think. Probably like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will probably be my stream days. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be mostly... it's Monday for today's streaming, but going on to the future. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are probably going to be stream days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be recording for the main channel. That's at least kind of how I'm thinking of splitting up my responsibilities here. So, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. More PGA for sure. I don't know how much more we'll play, but I at least want to... I'd at least want to do one okay, kill one okay round, and not turn into the goddamn Joker. Aside from that, I want to do more first impressions. We did Doodle God Universe this week. I guess a short hike is kind of a first impression because I just did the entire thing in one sitting. And then last week we played Meaningless, and I had a lot of fun with that. I have a game, I think Trepping 2, I think could be a lot of fun. I don't know how many videos that'll be. But I think like a few just like one shots, play a game for an hour, see how we feel about it. Could be fun. And I would like to do more, just get more stuff on here. I want to, the whole point of Anthnwam 2 was that it's supposed to be a variety channel. And I want there to be variety. That's very, very important to me. I don't want it to get bogged down in any one single game. Back in February and March, we had a lot of Hitman on the channel. I had a lot of Hitman. The Hitman videos do good. Even the one we did last week, the Hitman video did very, very well. But I don't want this to become a Hitman channel just because the videos do well. Just because the videos do well doesn't mean that the only thing I'm going to stream or upload is Hitman content. I think there's definitely going to be more Hitman coming out in the weeks to come. But it's probably going to be like 1 or 2 videos a week at most. Nothing super, super crazy. Aside from that, Anno 1800, this is a game I've been wanting to play for a while. I want to get back into city building games before City Skylines 2 comes out, I think in September, October. I mean, City Skylines 2 for sure is going to be like a day one playthrough. We'll definitely be playing some City Skylines 2. And I think Anno 1800 will be a nice city builder to kind of throw in between this. Baldur's Gate is kind of... I've heard really, really good things about Baldur's Gate. Everybody's really, really liking it. My problem is that it's like 80 hours or 100 hours. It's a long, long, long game. And who's going to be watching this? Even if I made every video 1 hour long, by the time we got to the end, we would probably be on episode like 85, right? Like I'm thinking back to when we played Elden Ring. I think that got up to episode 43 or something like that. And some of those videos were like 2.5 hours long. Namely, the Fire Giant video is 2.5 hours long. So, Baldur's Gate, I think it's a cool idea. Chances are pretty slim on it ever actually showing up on the channel. But, you know, I'll see. If anybody here has any thoughts about that, I would love to hear them. Aside from that battle bit, I liked battle bit, the little bit that we played before. I've been meaning to get back into it. I mean, maybe we'll do that later on this week. Again, during my streaming days here, Thursday to Sunday. So I think battle bit, at least another hour. I at least want to get like one more little segment in here. And then aside from that, at least this is kind of like more of a note for myself. But I need to note what's actually coming out. What games are coming out? Because a lot of this stuff, like Dishonored 2, is like 6 years old. Outer Wilds is old. Dave the Diver, to be fair, that actually just came out a few months ago. But, you know, Hitman is old. Doodle, I think Short Hike's like 2 years old at this point. There's a lot of good games we're playing on the channel, but a lot of them are pretty old. I want to be playing a lot more new, modern games to kind of bring the variety onto Anthnwam 2. Maybe, like, story games, I think, are going to probably swing a little bit older. Unless there's like, oh, I really want to play blank when it comes out. Like, there is... Like, GTA 6, hypothetically, would be like a day one playthrough. You play through the entire thing. But aside from that, we're probably going to play... There's a lot of games I want to play that I have not played yet. So that's probably kind of what our story game... Our story game kind of slot is going to be, is playing games that I've been wanting to play for years, and I just have never gotten around to actually doing it. Such as Dishonored 2 and such as Outer Wilds. Both games that I really like. Well, I don't know if I like Outer Wilds, but I've been wanting to play it for a while. That's kind of my point here. But I think aside from that, that's kind of my agenda here for the week. We'll see you next week for the next agenda. So hopefully you've enjoyed this idea. Again, let me know in the comments what people are thinking. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day, and goodbye.